Welcome, guys. This is another episode of the one and only Data Talent Showcase. All right. We all know in this data field, it's not enough to walk it like you walk it. You also got to talk it like you talk it. Okay. And this is a competition skills challenge where we're going to have 3 contestants tonight that are going to tell us a story. Everybody that goes through Colaberry works on a project. Okay, and then it's not enough just to know it. You got to put together the story. You got to be able to present what the data's saying. So that's what this event is about. And so our agenda for the evening, for the next hour and a half, is I'm going to start off with a small intro. Then I'm going to introduce our 2 judges for tonight. Then I'm going to introduce the contestants. Okay, we're going to launch a poll. Everyone's going to get a chance to vote on their winner. We're going to release the judges' results. We're going to release the poll. We're going to see if they match, and then we're going to get up out of here. All right, our winner tonight will win, number 1, $100 in their pocket. Number 2, Colaberry digital badge. And last but not least is bragging rights. Yes, they do have permission to talk smack in your face if they win. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Best Data Science Bootcamp, Career, Karma, find us, X Prize. All you got to do is look, you'll find us. All right. So what is this about? All right. It's about creating data talent. Specifically, data analytics, data science, okay? That is the job of the future. All right, so Colaberry has 2 programs. One is data analytics. Data analytics is a scientific process of transforming data into insight for making better decisions, offering new opportunities for a competitive advantage. And so with this 2-part program, we are teaching all of the skills necessary to become a data scientist. Okay, that means visualizations, that means storytelling, okay, and then also business and domain knowledge. So data scientist is the best job of the 21st century. Some call it the sexiest job of the 21st century, but either way, it's hot, and that's what we working towards. I want you guys to hear my 2-minute pitch to corporate America.
When I was 19 years old, I joined the Marine Corps. I was always so fascinated how you could take people from all walks of life and consistently transform them into one of the most fierce fighting forces in the world. The confidence you feel after graduating is amazing. You almost feel invincible and ready to take on anything put in front of you. 10 years ago, I started building a program that, similar to Marine Corps Boot Camp, would send people through this intense life journey. Not only giving them technical skills, but giving them life skills such as accountability, grit, and emotional intelligence. Through this process, we create your top 1% of talent in the Dallas Metroplex and all over the United States. Data is our future. 65% of kids starting school in kindergarten and 1st grade will grow up to work in a field that doesn't yet exist. Over the next 10 years, our world will advance as much as it has in the past 250 years. 43% of companies are currently experiencing skill gaps in data analytics. That percentage will double in the next 5 years. Every department and every company can benefit from data analytics and data science. Colaberry, through AI and machine learning, has built a system to create the data workforce of the future. 90% of our students are from underrepresented and underserved communities. Over the last 5 years, Colaberry has contributed more than $25 million in wage gains to the U.S. economy. I urge every company to reach out to Colaberry so we can work together to produce that 1% talent that will help address the growing skills gap, create more diversity in the workplace, provide social and economic mobility to break poverty cycles, and keep businesses thriving so we continue to advance this data movement.
One thing that makes us different is the demographic that we serve. You see right here, 40% of our students, in a sample of just 1,000 of our students, 40% are female. You see 30s and 40s, people transitioning careers, 34% no degree, 78% Black. 75% with no IT experience. So we are truly changing lives and creating diversity in the workplace. Now, we mentioned that we use AI, all right, and machine learning. We use these to enhance the learning, okay? Being a developer, a data scientist, is not just about understanding how to code, okay? You have to be able to talk, you have to be able to communicate your findings. And so here's one way that we use AI to enhance your communication skills as you go through the program.
Hi, my name is Eddie Siklu. I'm here to explain the difference between a clustered index and a non-clustered index. First of all, I will explain what is the meaning of index. So an index, Hi, my name is Eddie. I'll be explaining today software development lifecycle, SDLC. SDLC, this is the steps taken to build software and also the responsibilities of team members. Hi, my name is Eddie. So today I'll be discussing the difference between a report manager and a report server. So the report manager and the report server, they are both. Hello, my name is Eddie. So today I'll be discussing about some functions I've used in SSROS to work on my project. So functions are expressions that are used. Hello, my name is Eddie. So today I'll be discussing about how I troubleshoot Fed package in SSIS. Troubleshooting is a systematic approach in problem solving.
50% of companies have adopted AI in at least one business function. 85% of companies have adopted big data and analytics technologies, and 96% of companies are planning on hiring permanent staff for these roles. So what does Colaberry do? Of course, we do training, but we also do consulting. We provide diverse talent, and we upskill workforces. All of our candidates can be found on hire.refactor. That is our platform where it streamlines the hiring process. And if you're like Amazon and Walmart, you'll partner with Colaberry to make great changes in this world. All right, that is it for the presentation. So let's get this thing started. But I need y'all to match my energy. And I see a lot of people got the cameras off, so I really don't know if you're there. You say you're there, you might be there. I don't know, but I need to test out the crowd, okay? I need to test out the crowd. Everybody take their finger and put it in the air. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you like, what is this crazy guy talking about? All right, now you're gonna put your finger on your mouth and you're gonna hover over the mute button. Don't take yourself off of mute yet. You're just gonna hover, okay? And when I tell you to take yourself off of mute, you're gonna give me a whoop whoop. But I don't want to whoop whoop like you whispering, like somebody's in the room next to you, okay? I need you to whoop whoop like you outside and you don't got a care in the world, all right? So everybody take yourselves off of mute and give me a whoop whoop. Whoop, whoop. I'm so uninspired by that whoop whoop. That whoop whoop was about as uninspiring as I've seen in a while. Okay, I need y'all to do a little bit better than that. Just a little bit better than that. Okay, everybody, take that finger. Let me see that finger. Okay, everybody got that finger up. All right, everybody, take yourselves off of mute and give me a whoop, whoop. Okay, now we talking. Now we are talking. All right, so let's get this show on the road, guys. We got two guest judges that have come through. Number one, Kobe. Kobe has been around Colaberry for a long time. All right, he's come back. He's been a mentor. He's been an instructor. He's been an influencer for all of us. And now he's coming back to grace us with his presence and being a judge. Kobe, take yourself off of mute. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? What's your role?
Yeah, so I'm a Tableau developer, primarily. I'm a lead developer with my company at Wells. I also run the Tableau program here at Colaberry. So I got my hands full with Tableau. Been with Colaberry probably what, 5 years now, 4 or 5, I don't know, it's been a while. Yeah, and then on the workforce about 6 or 7. So yeah, it's good.
Awesome. Well, welcome and thank you for coming back to be a guest judge.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, next up we have Robert Lake. All right, Robert, take yourself off and let us know a little bit about you.
Hey, Ali, it's great to be here. My name's Robert Lake. I'm the CTO of Precision Hawk. My day-to-day.
Hold on, Robert. Hold on.
Oh,
Hey, y'all hear that? He's a CTO, okay? Oh, he's a CTO. We just put that out there. Go ahead, Robert. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
that's okay. So I've been managing and building data science teams before data science actually was well known. Back then, it was called operational research. Currently, the company I work with right now specializes in taking video from drones and then identifying objects on assets such as distribution poles, transmission lines. And we identify not only those assets, but identify if those assets are actually functional or not. So in other words, are there chips, cracks, and stuff like that? All that is pure data science, and it's using machine learning to identify those objects.
Awesome. That's top of the line right there. Well, thank you very much, Robert. We look forward to getting your feedback on our contestants.
Thank you.
All right, so let's move over to our contestants. First up, we have Hulda. Hulda, what are you going to be presenting for us this afternoon?
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. As you've said, my name is Hulda Adongo, and I'll be presenting my dashboard that I built using Power BI entitled Meat Production from the year 2013 to 2017.
Okay, meat production. I bet most of us don't know a thing about how meat gets into the stores, right? We just go in there and grab it. So next up, we have Lee. Lee, what are you going to be presenting for us?
Yeah, my name is Lynn Mwangi, and I'm a Power BI developer in Colaberry. And today I'll be presenting a big math sales analysis from 2016 to 2019. Yeah, welcome to franchise business. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. Got sales runs the world. Next up, we have Malika. Malika, what are you going to be presenting for us this evening?
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. So my name is Malika Gerami, and I'm going to present my dashboard, which is about cryptocurrencies trading from 2016 to 2020.
Oh, Lord, I'm scared to log into my cryptocurrency account. I just don't even want to look at it. Like, I log in and I look at it like this.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so you guys see, we got 3 very entertaining topics. So now, with that being said, let's get on to it. First up, we have Hulda, but y'all know how we do it. We got to get a little music, get our mind right, get us feeling good. We're going to play music for about 30, 45 seconds. Hulda, as soon as I stop sharing, then you can go ahead and start presenting, all right?
Turn around and drop it for a plan. Drop it for me. I'll rent a beach house in Miami. Wake up with no jammies. Lobster tail for dinner. Julio served that scampi. You got it if you want it. Got it if you want it. Said you got it if you want it. Take my wallet if you want it.
Let me ask you a question. How many of you have been invited or hosted a party? How many of you have thought of ribs, burgers, and brisket without thinking of the nutrients we get from meat or the environment that the meat comes from? My name is Hulda Adongo. Jim is you, and I'm here to present to you my meat production dashboard from the year 2013 to 2017 that I built using Power BI. Now, I picked this project because I was surprised to learn that livestock farming contributes to 80% of deaths from pollution related to food production. Also, the rising population and income continue to pose a challenge in meat production because it raises the demand for quality meat. Now, currently, according to global statistics or global animal statistics, 340 million tons of meat is being produced worldwide, with poultry, beef, and pork as main meat types. So this dashboard will help determine producer preferences. It will inform producers as well as consumers like Jim on variation of quantity and type of meat produced annually within the supply chain. Now my data set source is Kaggle, and the initial data set came in 3 CSV files that contained massive global meat data from the year 1961 to 2018. Now, since it was too large to load, and because of interest in Africa, my analysis covers 3 of the 5 geographic regions of African Union, namely Southern, East, and Central Africa. Now, each record in the dataset represents a year and includes country name, region name, year, and quantity in tons of beef, pork, chicken, and other types of meat, whereby the other types of meat produced includes a sheep, goat, turkey, duck, horse, wild game, camel, goose, and guinea fowl. So if you look at what I have now, you can see that these are the KPIs that I used, as well as their respective DAX formulas. I focused on each meat type and meat type per year KPI, and each meat type YOY percent KPI, and analyze them in different dimensions, such as meat type by year, meat YOY, meat type by country, and meat type by region, as you can see down there. This is my data dictionary. My data set is stored in the meat production data table. I use the calendar table to analyze my yearly meat type. Measure switch contains measures that I used to identify measure values to be displayed in my waterfall chart. Country sort is for grouping and sorting regions data in descending order. So I also use several measures for storing my DAX formula to calculate my meat types, meat values. The visuals that I used include waterfall, line, and stacked column charts. The lines represent a meat type, YOY percent, whereas the stacked column represents each meat type per year. Now the field map type country displays countries whose meat is being analyzed, and the darker the meat, as you can see in that chart, represents that those particular countries produce the most meat. Now the positive insights KPI from the dataset is chicken YOY percent. And this is good because in 2017, chicken production in Malawi increased 73.6%, while it dropped 24.3% in the previous year. Now, when you look at the negative insight, we see that the negative insight KPI is pork YOY percent. And this is bad because in 2015, pork production in Lesotho, as you can see, increased 46.8%, but dropped 5.3% in 2016. Troubles that I encountered and fixed include spending a lot of time looking for the data set, because I had to perform ETL to combine data from 2 CSV files and filter by year to use only 2013 to 2017 data. Also, the data set had lots of null values, and it wasn't easy sorting the chart, as well as creating waterfall charts and displaying correct YOY percent KPI values, since that was my first time. In terms of suggestions, since the data shows that 4.4 million tons of beef and 2.6 million tons of chicken were produced between 2013 and 2017. And production of other types of meat was 505,000 tons. This indicates that there is more red meat production than white meat production. So I would suggest, and I feel that there is need for meat organizations and nutritionists to educate people on nutrition benefits of white meat, as well as create awareness of other types of meat. Also in East Africa region, that's in Eritrea, Eritrea produced 0 tons of pork between 2013 and 2017, an indication that some countries do not produce some type of meat that they do not consume, maybe due to beliefs. So I suggest that countries should consider rearing the types of meat for export. Now, in addition, the data also shows that in some countries, for instance, in Malawi, people prefer white meat. So to increase beef consumption, producers and consumers should be educated on maybe veal, which is white meat. Again, if I looked at my data, I found that there was inconsistency in meat production throughout the years in all countries. So my suggestion to this is for countries to research and understand their market needs to enhance production of types of meat preferred in their market. Thank you.
All right, everybody take yourselves off of mute and give her a woo, woo. All right, Kobe, what's your feedback?
Yeah, so overall, I think it's really good. I liked your KPIs. I feel like you had good insights as well. Everything was organized. I like that you could identify the meat preference, red versus white versus the production output for those regions. So I think that's very useful for a company to understand. So yeah, overall, I think you presented yourself very well, and it was a good data to work with.
All right.
Thank you for that.
Robert.
Okay, so great job. Could follow you, could listen. You kept me entertained going through, and I could follow where you were going. So that is the art of storytelling, which is really the fundamental what you're trying to get here. I love the setup. You got me focused immediately. Start thinking about the problem. Okay, what's really coming? What are you going to tell me? There's a couple of things that you mentioned. Your data dictionary. I like how you laid your data dictionary out, but think about where the source of data comes from. When you work with some bigger companies, we call it data lineage. So the data originates in one server, in one database, and gets transferred to multiple different databases. And the further you get away from the real source of data, the likelihood there's errors in that. Okay, and so and you mentioned those errors earlier on, and so that's quite normal. So it's always good to say, I got my data source from this location, because the last thing you want to have happen, if you were talking to a financial officer and they go, wait a minute, your numbers don't seem right. Where did you get? And then they start going the question down, what's going on there? So that was one thing on there. And the last thing, just to let you know, be careful about showing code. You have to remember, when you present, you're presenting to 3 different levels of people. You're talking to technical experts who love to see code. And I know quite a lot of people through my career who will sit here and have you answer questions about your code for the next 24 hours. Unfortunately, the top level of people you're trying to get to, which is the executives, they don't want to talk about code. So try not to. I like the fact that you were saying, here are my KPIs, and maybe have a worded type of explanation of what they are than code, because I guarantee you're going to find some smart aleck that's going to go, you know what, the way you put that in there, I would have put brackets around this, or I would have done it this way. There's a faster way of doing it. So that's just something for practicality that you may run into. But just remember, when you present, you've got your technical people, you've got mid-level managers that like some technical and like high level, and you've got your high level people that may not know what you're talking about or understand technically what you're going, and you want to be able to keep all 3 engaged. And you did a really good job, because I was trying to listen to all those 3 different levels of keeping those things going. So you did a really good job in the flow. Congratulations, well done.
Thank you so much.
All right, excellent advice. You can stop sharing, Hilda. And we are gonna keep it moving. Next up, we have Lane going to be talking about Big Mart data sales.
Lights, all of the lights. Turn up the lights in here, baby. Extra bright, I want y'all to see this. Turn up the lights in here, baby. You know what I need. Want you to see everything. Want you to see all of the lights.
My name is Lynn Mwangi, and I'm delighted to welcome you here today for my presentation. And have you ever wondered, where does this franchise come from? If there is anybody today who want to be a franchisee, see me after the presentation. Thank you. Here are my examples of the franchise companies or businesses that we have around. If somebody is not familiar with most of them, this is just a few of them, but there are many more, because we have like 750,000 around USA, which are franchise companies, and they offer like 800, or they offer billions of employment for everybody in USA. When you see a franchise, have you ever wondered, where did this franchise come? Where did it come from? I did my investigation and I saw that franchising, as we know today, it's widely believed to have originated from somebody called Isaac Singer from 1850s. The Singer invented a sewing machine. He encountered two main problems when introducing it to the marketplace. And the first of the problem that he encountered was he needed customers. He needed a lot of knowledge to teach customers how to use it for them to buy it. And the second one, they didn't have enough capital to manufacture this machine in large numbers. By definition, a franchise is a business opportunity that allows a franchisee, who is the person trying to put up a business, and it's legally using somebody else who is the franchisor, expertise and ideas and processes. Though it's a legal and business, it's a legal business, and it creates a relationship between the franchisee and the franchisor, because you are using somebody else's work or developed a strategy of making a business, though it's a viable business system. As I said, my name is Lynn Mwangi, and I'll be discussing about Big Mart sales analysis that I did for my project from 2016 to 2019. When I was doing my project, the first thing I came across is that many people want to put up a business, but the problem is they don't have capital. So even if you want to put up a McDonald's right now, there are very few people who can be able to put up that business. But even if there are few can make it, they don't have like knowledge how to make it happen. And with the franchise business, it accounts about 1.3 trillion of the total revenue of the United States. It makes a big margin for the revenue of this country. And when I was trying to look for a data set, I came across this data set from cargo.com, where I was able to collect a Big Mart data set from 2016 to 2019 for 1,559 products across 10 stores in different cities in the USA. My aim was to build a predictive model or a predict sales of each product at a particular outlet, where I was trying to make this business, when I make a model for Big Mart to be able to make sales, I was trying to see which product they sell more in different particular outlets, or which product do they sell more in which city, in which state, so that they can be able to increase their sales at the end of the day. This is my executive summary that I was able to do. I analyzed my sales by year over year, and also by product type, also by location type, also by location and outlet sales and outlet type. And I was able to come up with my measures, which are the key performance indicators, which help to analyze how healthy the business is making. So I was able to come up with how much the sales are being made in these locations on a monthly basis, And I was able to compare on a yearly basis. Were they making good sales all the years, or were there years that were low? And also I was able to come up with a GPM, which is a gross profit margin that measures how well the business is doing, because it adds value to the business. And I was able to come up with a discount to make sure that these locations that are not giving discounts, very low discounts, so that they don't make, when they give low discounts on particular items, they won't make any sales. And I was able to make another KPI for refreshing my data set, so that I don't have to keep refreshing it on every time I work on it. These are my data dictionary that I came up with. For me to be able to make a GPM, I had to do different measures for me to come up with a GPM, like year over year. With the data dictionary, I was able to measure how well Big Mat was making on these particular years. Also, though I was able to come up with these measures, there are few problems I encountered. First of all, even to get the data set that you can be able to come up with a report was a problem. So I had to dig out different data set from the cargo.com for me to be able to come up with something constructive, something I can be able to project and make a meaning from the numbers. So I also made, with the data set, I did a lot of merging and append, where I had, because I had different tables, so I had to merge them, and some I had to, I had to make rows to columns for me to be able to come up with a good report. And by the time I was making this report, I had to key pointed some good sales that or the key insights that Big Mat made over these years. I was able to compare sales over a year between 2018 and 2017, which I was able to see, like in 2018, because I was comparing year over year. So I made sure that even the month I'm looking at is the same as the different from the previous year. So in 2018, Big Mat sales made 118 compared to June 2017, which was like, okay, I need to know why did they make these sales? What good did they make in the business for them to make this kind of sales? Because I was able to compare in this particular time, their sales, or they made good sales. But when I went to the another year, I went to the same year, but on a different state, I could see that they didn't make sales. So it lingered a very big question mark to me. What did they do wrong on this particular state? I was able to see that like this particular on 2017, they made 58. So their sales over year was so high. But in 2018, it was lower. It went down to 34. So it lingered a big question mark. How long did they do? And by that time, I was able to come up with a suggestion how they can be able to improve for future, so that they can be able to leverage their profits every year on an every year basis. So the first suggestion I could give to Big Mat was how can they be able to see the reviews and the ratings the customers make after purchasing items from them. So I was able to see that they can use different platforms like Google, Facebook, so that they can be able to know whether are they treating their customers good, are they offering what they are supposed to offer to their customers, so that they can be able to improve their sales. Another thing that I came up with is building a successful business track record. Like a good example is in the month of June, the data shows the sales month decreased by half comparing to the previous month. So it was it made me think wider, what can they do? So I could be able to come up do a research on what could have caused the increment, so that it doesn't occur again in the future, so that they see what did they do wrong on that year. Also, I was able to come up with the offering excellent customer service. Of course, a happy customer will always come back to you. This is one of the strategies that keeps a business booming. probability of a happy customer referring another customer is 90%, which can tremendously boost a company's business health. So that's a big thing when somebody is hiring attendees in every business. You have to, like we see in the shops that we go to, mostly we have people telling you, thank you for coming to shop here. Thank you for, for being a regular customer, such kind of stuff. You don't want to go to a store and look on a dull, somebody, a cashier. So you need somebody who is able to give a warm welcome to the customer. That is how you can always make sales. And also another thing that a company can do well, or a business, is keeping a business record. For a company to grow, I have been business oriented since I became an adult. So this is one of the things that make companies succeed. For you to be able to know whether you are making profit or loss, you have to keep your books very well. On a monthly basis, you have to make sure the software or whatever you're using to keep your books up to date is very critical. So you have to make sure whether you are closing your books on a monthly basis. Are you closing them after every 3 months? So that you can be able to know, by the time I was closing the business last month, did I make profit or loss? Did I, how can I improve for this month to be able to come up with a better number? What things triggered this? Was it the weather? Was it I didn't have enough employees? What made the loss over this month? So knowing the business ways of our operation and checking on the books often will make the owner to determine the best decision to make in order to yield revenues. For example, in June 2017, the sales year over year fell to 25%. Then the following year, the same month, it was high as 119. This was a big overturn in terms of revenue. This shows that this shows very good business etiquette were kept in place. That tells me that for a company to be able to do better, you have, as I said before, you have to be looking at the numbers at the end of the month, or whether you close books on a monthly basis, quarterly basis, half basis, like on every 6 months. And that's all I had for the Big Mat sales. And in case somebody want to do a franchisee, see me up for this. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me.
All right, everybody take your sales off of mute and give her up. Woo, woo.
Yeah, so again, good job on that as well. I can tell you a little bit nervous at first. So the presentation when you started was a little just a little fragmented, but you smoothed out over the course of the presentation. So good job kind of regaining your composure on that. I would like to see a little bit more time on the dashboard. I did get a few glimpses of it, but I know that's not the biggest part of the presentation, but I'd like to see more how the data correlates. Also, when the negative you saw, the 25% drop, I would have liked to have seen a little more data in that. I know it says it dropped, but I'd like to see, was it across the board? Was it certain products? I saw the first part of your dashboard had products and stuff in it. So I was just curious to see if there's any more insights in that. There may be, there may not. I know it's hard finding good data sets for these projects sometimes. Some of the things that you could fix, you had good recommendations for what could be fixed, but things like offering excellent customer service, those can be a little harder to track in the data. You did mention surveys, so that would be good. Think about like what we can offer from a data analytics standpoint of what we can measure and improve upon instead of just making offers, just general offers. But all those offers are good, just something to think about as you're developing solutions to the customer's problems. But overall on that, you were well organized. You definitely knew your data. It was a good presentation. I did find it insightful. So overall, good job. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Kobe. Robert?
Hey, Lean, good job. Well done. Yes, you were a little nervous. So this is advice for everyone. When you start talking, slow down until you think you are so slow that people are going to think you're strange. Then you're speaking fast enough. Okay. That was the biggest training I ever had from my communication skills point of view, is getting you to slow down so much. The more you slow down, the more it allows your brain to settle down as well. Because if you allow your brain to run off because you're so excited, your adrenaline's running, you want to talk, and your nerves are kicking in, and what happens is it allows your mouth to run away. So just slow yourself down, slow your breathing down. This is for everyone. Just slow down and get used to talking to you. Sound as though I'm really, really slow, and people are going to start thinking there's something wrong with me. Then you're at the right pace. Okay, that's the best thing. I think I can give you advice around that one. I liked a lot of what Kobe's already talked about. Let's talk about a couple of other things. I'm not going to mention stuff I've already previously given feedback on, because I think that applies to everyone. I'm going to talk about a little bit of a sensitivity. Okay, I'm a CTO. I get people present to me every single day. I present to boards. I present to my CEO. I've been in your position, been very junior, presenting to senior people. One of the things you need to be careful of, and this is for everyone, avoid judgment words. You know, this is good, this is bad, this is wrong, this is right. The reason for that is there's usually a reason for something occurring, or they already know the reason why their results are not where they're supposed to be, and they don't need someone else to come along and tell them it's wrong. What people are looking for is, how can it help them? With what you're seeing, and you had some really great nuggets coming through. And, you know, from what you're seeing, how can that help them and say, oh, we saw this. Yeah, we know we were 25% down. We didn't get our bonuses and all these other things occurred. But was that comparable to their competitors? Were their competitors down? Who else in the market that's comparable in the market? Not necessarily in the big box area, maybe in another market space like clothing. Were they down by as much, or were they down significantly? And so when you start to do that, so yeah, and we know you were down 25%. You don't need to push that too much, but everyone else was down. So was that an environmental factor? And then the same when you came back with that, you know, the following year, you know, you're up 119%. I had a similar conversation with our sales leader. Is that previous year they were down by so much, and this month they were up by so much. And he's like, we had a great time. And I looked at the data and said, no, you haven't. You know what the difference was? Is what you were down by got delayed and came in that a year later, and you picked it up. So actually you're even, because what that actually you picked up really should have come in the previous year. And so just be careful how you present that, and that'll help you. Because one of the worst things to happen to a business analyst is you come across, it's like you're telling people what to do. You're telling all these senior people, the CEO, the CFO, you know, how to run their company. They're going to go, they're not going to listen. They're going to go, why are you trying to tell us this? And so you're going to turn them off. Okay. So just be careful around what you're saying around that. I did like a lot of the other pieces. There's a format, and it's something I'll probably share with Sal another time. It's called decision quality. There are 6 components to decision quality. The one thing everyone needs to watch out for is logically correct reasoning. What that means is, when I speak and I take you on a journey from A to Z, or from the beginning of the path to the end of the path, can you logically follow? It does not mean that you agree with me, but you can follow my argument as I go from A to B to the end, and I can follow how you get there, because what that's going to do is going to generate me questions. I may not agree with how you completely got there, but I understand how you got there. So tell me more about why you thought we were off by 25%, or why did you think we went up by 119% the following year? And again, what you're creating, and this is for everyone, you're creating this conversation. A business analyst is a conversation starter. They tell stories, they come in, they tell this great thing, and you're not there to entertain people. It is, you get a good business analyst that is entertaining, but you're there to help generate questions and offer potential, you know, areas to help them think about where the solution is. You may know the absolute solution for them, but the best thing for you in your career to have happen to you is if you present to me and you take me down that path, you generate it, and I'm there and I want to start asking you questions. So Lean, tell me, you know, what was it about 25%? How do you think we could have got better? And when I'm asking you those questions, that means I'm engaged in you. I value you as a person. I value your expertise. And that is the best advice I can give any business analyst. Okay. Take them on the journey, get them thinking, get them that logical correct reasoning going for them to start asking questions, because The hardest time I've been in 2-hour meetings where I've done 2-hour presentation. Everyone says, thank you very much, they walk off and they never talk to you again. There's a very good chance that they've ignored you. The best meetings I have been 10, 15 minutes, and we've been there 4 hours later because I've engaged them, I've got them thinking, and now they're asking me questions. And they're really drilling into what I've learned, how I learned it, where to come from. You know, can you do something else for me? Oh, by the way, can you look at something else for me? Here's your next piece of work that's coming. Okay, so just think about those as you're going through. And this is really for everyone. If you really want to be a good business analyst, tell a story, get them to ask you questions. And always try to leave it in your presentation where there's a question. There's a burning question people want to ask, because that's how you know they've been listening to you and have taken on what you said. Good job, well done. You can breathe now. It's over.
All right, great feedback for everybody. So let's keep it moving. All right.
And everybody's watching her, but she's looking at you.
Good afternoon. My name is Melika Gerami, and today I'm going to represent my dashboard, my Power BI dashboard, which is about cryptocurrencies trading from 2016 to 2020 that I get it from Kaggle.com. So you may all heard about cryptocurrencies recently, and if not, you may probably heard about Bitcoin, which is the most famous cryptocurrency. In the last few years, a craze for cryptocurrencies has gripped the world, and these digital coins are starting to receive mainstream popularity. Some people believe that they are the future of commerce and personal finance, while others regard them as nothing more than high-risk trading assets. Despite a lot of skepticism, it appears as though cryptos are here to stay and will inevitably play a part in shaping what money will be in the future. The following dataset provides the trading volume and price for different cryptos in US dollar. We can use the dataset to show the market cap of these assets and to do a comparison for their prices before and after COVID, and also compare them with the most famous one, which is Bitcoin. There might be some terms that you may not be familiar with. One of them is volume, which is the number of units traded during a given time. And also another one is market cap, which is the total value of the cryptocurrencies. Market cap is calculated if you add up every available coin at the current price. Here is my data dictionary. So I have my main data set, which has the crypto name, crypto type, market cap, the price, trade date, and of course I have the trade table, the date table, because I'm using the trade date for every coin. I used 4 different KPIs, which are the year-over-year market cap, average price, year-over-year price, and year-over-year volume. And you can see the DAX formulas that I have used for each of these KPIs. Here's a screenshot of my dashboard. On the left side, you can see 4 KPIs that I have used, and I'm also showing the market cap. Although it's not a KPI, but when you're talking about cryptocurrencies, market cap is something so important that you need to show. I'm using 4 different charts. On the left top chart, I'm using the column and the line chart, in which the columns are presenting the market cap, and the lines are showing year-over-year market cap, year-over-year price, and year-over-year volume for each year. On the left bottom chart, I'm showing the year-over-year price by industry in the scatter plot chart. And also the color is showing the year-over-year volume for each industry. On the top right chart, which is a very challenging chart for me, the waterfall chart, I'm showing 3 of my KPIs, the year-over-year volume, the year-over-year market cap, and year-over-year average price. I'm talking about why this chart was challenging for me. And on the right bottom chart, I'm showing the average price, low price, and high price by trade date. Right now, you cannot see the low price and average price because no specific coin is selected, but I'm going to show you in the next slide. So here I'm going to show how my dashboard is working. In this chart, I'm showing the market cap, and each year has a drill down to the different months, and I'm showing all the KPIs for each month for the year. And in the price year over year by industry chart, you can see different industries with all the KPIs for each industry. And you can see different years, how all the KPIs are changing. Now I'm going to use one of the most famous coins, which is Ethereum, and you can see that the low price, high price, and average price is changing. You can see them for each coin. And there are some insights, positive and negative insights. Regarding the negative insight, I'm using the year-over-year market cap that in 2019, the year-over-year market cap decreased by 27.95%, which comparing to 2018, it was up 115.52%. So as noted by popular analysts, the main reason their market cap decreased in 2019 was due to miners selling off their coins, and mostly Bitcoin. Here you can see how in 2019, the year-over-year market cap was minus 27.95%, which when we compare it to 2020, in 2018, we can see that the year-over-year market cap was up 115.52%. Regarding the positive insight, I'm talking about the year-over-year price, which in 2020, the year-over-year price has an increase of 45.52%, which comparing to 2019, that the year-over-year price dropped by 43.46%. So in 2020, as the coronavirus pandemic shut down the economy, demands for buying cryptocurrencies increased, that resulted to the prices going up significantly. Here you can see how in 2020, the year-over-year price is up 45.52%. And if you compare it to 2019 before COVID, you can see that the year-over-year price was down 43.46%. I have some suggestions regarding cryptocurrencies trading. One of them is that crypto market should go green. So mining cryptocurrencies uses high amount of electrical energy, which is also not environmental friendly. So I recommend that miners should go green, which means using natural sources of energy. Also, they need to use decentralized exchanges, or DEX. So many people are reluctant to share their personal information, also known as KYC, to centralized entities. So I recommend using decentralized exchanges, or DEX, which are blockchain-based apps that coordinate large-scale tradings of crypto assets between many users. So these exchanges doesn't offer custody of users' crypto assets. It means that a user remains in control of their private keys. Also, another suggestion is that to move your cryptos to your wallet. So there are concerns regarding storing cryptocurrencies using centralized entities that may result in losing your asset, or maybe getting your account frozen or hacked. So my recommendation is moving your asset to a cold wallet. That is one of the safest methods for holding cryptos. Cold wallets, also known as cold storage, is using offline for storing any cryptos. One of the challenges that I faced during making this project, this dashboard, was about the waterfall chart. So I thought maybe it's good to share it with you guys. Maybe you can use this chart in the future. So I searched a lot on how to show this waterfall chart. And it may not be the best solution, but this is the solution that I came up with. I had to create a table, which I named category, that I'm showing my KPIs, and also the order that I want these KPIs to be shown on my waterfall chart. I had to came up with a DAX for the waterfall y-axis. I have 3 variables, which are the KPIs that I'm using, and I use the switch selected value DAX. So whenever it's 1, it's going to show the first variable, which is the year-over-year market cap. Also, for the 2, I'm going to show the second variable, which is the year-over-year average price, and also this third variable, which is the year-over-year volume. So I thought it's good maybe to share this solution with you guys. That was all I had for today. Thank you everyone for your time. I hope you enjoyed.
All right, everybody take yourselves off of mute and give her a woo, woo. All right, Kobe.
So, did a good job with just composure, clear and concise, and just good presentation. You also did a good job explaining the material at the beginning as far as the metrics, like what is a market cap, what is trade volume, what are those things, and how we measure them. So, good job giving a summary on that. I do like your metrics. I would have liked to be able to see kind of the assets or the different types of cryptos compared side by side on their volume. I know your data set may not have had that total, but it looked like you were just more for a general kind of overall of the entire crypto industry and what it was relating to. So be able to comparison, even if you like add a drill down or something like that, so I can get to the details as a user. That's really what I want to get to see. I did like your year-over-year market cap graph. At first, I didn't really know what I was reading or looking at, but once you explained it thoroughly, it was very creative and useful graph. So good job on that. Even though you wrestled and had some issues on it. What I also like to see a lot longer time span. Again, I know it's a limitation of your data set, but I know 2020 is when COVID hit. Everybody's behaviors changed very aggressively through that time. And on the other side, through 21, 22, things definitely changed for everybody through that too. So again, I know it's hard to find a data set with all the length of time and metrics you want ideally. Also, the solutions at the end, I like your solutions, but they weren't really tied directly to the data. And I may be out base there because I don't know every step of your project and how it's supposed to be presented. But things like going green and KYC, those are hard things for us to measure. The KYC probably could, but going green, that's a very tough one to measure. And that doesn't really relate directly to your data. So giving those recommendations to the end user, they may not be able to run with it or anything like that, right? But there's still good suggestions. Yeah, the market cap versus the volume. That may have been in there. Again, I didn't really get to dig through your dashboard, but I'd like to see more correlation between the market cap of the asset versus the volume and how those correlate. Again, that could have been in there. It's just a very quick glance at your dashboard. But besides that, you spoke very well. It was good data. So overall, very good job. So.
All right, great advice, Robert.
Thank you.
Congratulations, very, very confident, very clear speaking. I like that. I followed through. I thought you were very technically competent, and I could get the passion behind not just the fact you knew what you were talking about, but there is passion there as well. So I like that. This is what I sort of touched on this in the previous one, but I'm going to touch on this a little bit more. What we have to be careful of when we look at markets is they're not closed systems. There's leakage. There's money coming in and there's money going out. You covered it really well because you asked the question and I wrote down straight away, what happened to a market cap? Is it leakage? And then you came back and you said there was leakage. So if you see leakage, you need to look at true adjacencies. So data sets that are out there would have been your other markets, money marketplaces, the NASDAQ, any of the other big pieces, and have a look on there. Very commonly, what happens is if we go into a place where technology is not doing very well, most stocks are not doing well, people start moving the money out of that and they start putting it into casinos or into gold and silver. And then when things start to go well, it comes out of gold and silver, comes out of the casinos, and it moves back into the more traditional things. But now you have this other player, this cryptocurrency player. So you have a moment there. And so what's interesting is if you could have actually shown, is there potentially that we saw money coming out of these market space and went into a different market space and then potentially come back around, because that would have been a great insight to show how that flows through. And then it would have been spotting the key indicator, that key response point that I could look for as a trader to say, when I start seeing this inflection in this market space, I know it's going to go somewhere else. So I know where I want to buy my stock, or I want to move my money to, or do those other things. Okay, that's a little bit more advanced than probably what you were thinking of doing, but just think about that as we go through it. It's the same with any market. Always, you don't have to look comparative to your competitor. Look for other market spaces that are similar, that do similar sorts of things. And are they going through the same thing, or are they going for the opposite? You think about it, when you have the money, what do you go and spend your money on? When you don't have the money, what do you pull back on, but you still have to buy? So when you think about it, it's milk versus orange juice, or milk versus orange juice versus your really high expensive coffee. Where does your money go? And all this economic dynamics all works in those things. So that's just something to think about for your analysis. I really like that. You mentioned, and I agree with the comment, is like it didn't match where you were going for your summary. With your summaries, when you start talking about being more greener, there is some really good research out there. If you look at what's going on right now, the reason why people are really happy with their gaming computers right now is they're getting really high power graphics cards. Why? It's because the miners are not using graphic cards anymore. They've moved the compute to the ASICs. Two things going to happen there already. So that already counters your idea, because the graphics cards are extremely expensive. You're talking about moving from a 600 or a 500 watt power supply to a 1,000 watt power supply on a PC to run those things, and higher to an ASIC that runs with hardly any power. And so you sort of, you may have missed that thing. That's something that you could have done in your research that goes on there. But overall, I'm picking on it a little bit more technically, because you're really technically very good. I just want to see how far you understand you can go a little bit further. But overall, I really liked your presentation, like where you're going. One thing would have ended up if you could just wrap everything in a bow at the end and say, you know, this is what I was going to talk about. This is what I talked about. And this is, you know, my conclusion again. And that little bow at the end would have been spot on for me. Okay.
Thank you, Robert.
Well done.
All right, fantastic. And we keep it moving. Next up, we have our poll. So everyone will get to vote. Listen, you can only vote for one person. Not I like this one, but I want to vote for two people. No, just one vote, okay? Only your top vote, but we're not going to show the results right away. We're going to go to the judges, okay? We're going to get with the judges, and then we're going to look and see if the participants agree with our judges. So, our little theme music. All right, pop up that poll.
Jackie, am I still sharing the polls?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to share the polls now. Please vote. Vote, vote, vote. Let's go.
Vote like it's the midterms. Get those votes in. All right, 32.
Good job. Vote, good job. Halfway through. Almost 70%. Couple of minutes more to go. All right.
Are you showing?
Yeah. You can
All
see
right.
it.
You see, the judges are going for Malika at 51%.
Jackie,
Sorry, not judges. That's the crowd. She's the people's champ. Okay, Malika, followed by Hilda at 36 and Lean at 13%. Okay. Let's see. We have our results, our totals in from the judges, and it is a very, very close one. But I will tell you, the judges did not agree with the people. Okay, every now and then we have this situation. The judges did not agree with the people. Judge put Huda in #1. Okay, give me the breakdown. All right, Huda with a 7.5. We have neatness 7.0, organization 8.0, presentation 7, knowledge and material 8, originality and creativity 7.5. And look how close it was, guys. 7.5 followed by Malika 7.4 and Lean at 6.4. So we had a difference. So Jackie, in the case where one side votes one way, who gets the $100? Who's the winner?
Boss.
Ale, it's a people's voice that carries a greater
Okay, I got you.
power.
Kofi,
Yeah.
who's the winner?
The winner is the votes winner from the people. That's
Also, the people override the judges got the experience in the field though.
The judges
Yeah.
override.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're
The
talking
judges
about.
right.
All right, we're gonna have to pay both of them. That's what we're gonna have to do. So awesome, guys. Well, this has been another Data Talent Showcase. All right. So the last Thursday of every month. Now, we're not gonna have any more for the rest of the year, but starting back up in January, the last Thursday of every month, same time, same place, same Data Talent Showcase, the one and only Data Talent Showcase, where we'll have 3 more contestants coming and bringing it in, duking it out. I hope you guys enjoyed the event. We want to thank our judges. Kobe.
Oh, no, everybody did a fantastic job. Very insightful. I know y'all gonna make great developers. So yeah, keep pushing forward, but good job.
All right, Robert.
Fantastic job, everyone. I love the quality standard that's coming here. Didn't know what to expect because I see a lot of different people through interviews where they come from, but each 3 of you could have easily got through a business analyst interview with me and got a job. So congratulations, keep working, keep passionate, and keep smiling, and slow down your speech.
Slow it down.
Yeah.
All right, Lane, what is this? Let the people know what this process has been like preparing for this presentation. What's it been like?
It's not easy to keep everything going on with the family. You're working. It's not easy, but the little time that you get, you can construct something constructive. And there's always a room for improvement. There's always a room for improvement. I used to be a very confident person. I don't know what happened. So I'm gonna improve in that. Thank you, judges. And thank you everyone for coming in to cheer us up. Thank you.
Hoda, what has this experience been like for you?
Yeah, first, I want to thank each one of you. I want to thank the judges. I want to thank my fellow colleagues and my mentors. This has been quite interesting, and it has given me some experience that I didn't know I would get. And thank you so much.
All right, and Malika, what has this experience preparing for this presentation been like for you?
It was great. First of all, thanks for the judges for the great advices. I think I had a very challenging topic for my dashboard, like going with cryptocurrencies. You don't have enough references to refer to, and also since it's not sales, giving suggestions like I'm not going to justify myself, but giving suggestions is there's nothing to be like as a firm or a business. It's not easy to give advices like or solutions at the end. But I really liked it. It was really great, and thank you all for this opportunity.
All right, fantastic. All right, again, thank you to our contestants. Thank you to our judges for taking an hour and a half out of your life to come give us that great feedback, a lot of great feedback. I think everybody's going to be able to walk away from here feeling more confident, feeling like they can, overcome this obstacle and look forward to it, and every day we get better. Every day we get better. So thank you for coming out. This has been another Data Talent Showcase. We'll be back, not in December, but January. I'll see you guys then. And until then, all you gotta do is win.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they say there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
You guys still here? Go home. It's time to go. I know y'all want to stay here, hear a couple more presentations. Go home. Go. We out, y'all.